Every shoulder's big. They should be a little bit too shield. Want to have an open stance, want to have an open frame. And when that ball pulls in pocket, that's when we want to engage. So this active or proactive, protective position is giving you that offhand ready to shield or protect, but it's also going to open up a chance for those hips to get into play, which we'll work on next. Okay, ladies, we're going to go 30 seconds of ball right here. Then 30 seconds of ball on your favorite hand. The left, Giddey off. 30 seconds of right, ready, go! What is this? What is this? Find your hand, get more! Engage! Giddey up, Giddey up! You got this, you got this, you got this, you got this! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got it. Somebody tell me something that you saw. What was negligent? What would you address? Kelly? What's your name? Justin. Give me more. Be more specific. Like posture-wise, when I go jump, we want to be a little bit more hinged at the hips. When you're in that active drop stance, this position is not explosive whatsoever. So we'll get to a drop, we're twinning like this. It's so much harder to pull our body forward. So giving that little lean, a lot of girls were being so conscientious of that pocket. We forgot about the variable of diet station, which we'll address with the drops too. Anybody see anything else? Yes, sir. What's your name? Alan, pleasure to meet you. Eyes down. I don't care about that. Oh, I'm crawling for somebody's feet. It's okay. I do not care about eyes down. If you guys watch some of the best athletes in the day, they have their eyes down in transitions. So moments of change of direction, moments of, crap, I kind of lost it. We'll turn dribble, look down at the ball, make sure I maintain it. Athletes are good at spotting. We do not need to keep our eyes up at all times. We need to keep our eyes up in moments. Yes, sir. Forcing them to understand the actual core mechanics of what we're working on, what we're learning. That's a huge thing. If I see athletes that as I go into a drill, there's a reason this is why we're engaging. It's another sport. Like it's a sport of confrontation. Like we need to get our athletes, our younger athletes, comfortable with confrontation, comfortable with fighting. Kids are very passive in America. Extremely passive. Well, I bet some very passive kids are most funny too, but they're very passive in America because we get coddled extremely young. So it's one thing you have to get done that work with. It's got to be getting them into that aggressive standpoint. Ellen, to address your initial the eyes down, I meant no disrespect by that. I know Aussies have tough skin, I appreciate that. But it's to go back to that point. I also love positive reinforcement. That's them understanding their confidence, understanding their comfort. And eventually, yes, in certain drills, we'll get them to have their eyes up. In certain actions or moves, like we want to teach them to keep their eyes up, but for the most part, the stationary stuff, look down on what ladies, just stay comfortable and calm down as I feel. Make sure you hit her bar, okay? She'll be fine. Ready? All left hand, your favorite, go! You guys notice why? Didn't really see that in the dominant hand for the most part, but the moment we get that thing to our weak hand, we get to kind of like a flight moment. So that left foot goes back, and now we go, oh no, I'm nervous, I don't want to fight, I don't want confrontation. So we start subliminally drawing that left foot back. Keeping that open stance square to back, like square to our opponent. This is our protector, right? One ball pocket. So we gotta get a little bit more comfortable on getting that ball all the way to the head. Got it? Hey, now we're gonna incorporate our feet to it, the fun part. We're gonna get to drops. So a drop is the most athletic position we can put an athlete in. It gives us 4 dimensions to attack. 1, it's going to give us an acceleration dimension where we can attack into space. 2, it'll give us a counter. So as soon as we get to that drop stance, I can counter with a cross, between, behind, whatever move I want. 3 gives me a chance to get to a pull-up. So the moment I get to that plant, if I see the defender sag, I can pick up and pull. 4, it's going to give us a chance to retreat. So the moment I get here, I get to that drop stance, whoops, I can get to a quick retreat. So every time we have that drop stance in our frame, it gives us an exit strategy. The accelerated exit strategy. And that's something that we're going to teach right now. So ladies, a drop stance is going to be when we pull ball to pocket, then we get the ball side foot in like a northeast position. So if ball's my right hand, right foot's northeast, left foot is southwest. Can you guys try that for me real quick? With that hand, our 47-year-olds can accomplish a drill like that. So we're hyper detailed, we teach them very early. Yes, their pockets aren't good at 4 to 7 years old, but they understand the concepts of a drop because we want to build a firm foundation around that type of footwork. Okay, so what we would do now, after we get done with our dynamic stretching, we build kind of like a series around the concept. So in this case, what we're going to work on is explosiveness. So I'll have the girls still with their partners, and I'll start working still footwork concept, footwork oriented, but we're going to work on acceleration. So with athlete, I'm going to go head up telling you. You're going to hold the ball in front of you. One athlete's going to be holding the basketball. The other athlete's going to be getting into that drop 1-2 dribbles. When they go after the drop, we want to practice accelerating downhill. So acceleration isn't about just how fast we go from 0 to 100. It's also about 100 to 0. So we want to get our athletes comfortable with being able to go XL to decel. So the speed stop is very, very simple footwork to use. As you start getting older, I'm going to give you guys some of the like a standardized footwork we'll teach our athletes. We sell them out to like 13 years old. We have speed stop, which is that inside-outside footwork. We have inverted drag, inverted drag. So big step with that inside leg. Then we'll drag it from that. We have under drag, which is the outside foot plant. Drag the ball under. We have punch drag, reaching the outside foot, punching the dribble down. That same again. Those are going to be pretty standardized stop separation footwork that we teach our athletes. Those stop separation, types of stop separation footwork will allow our athletes to stop when they have a defender on their hip. Say they need to create separation, they have an aggressive defender. Get to that punch drag and protect the basketball, they can throw their shoulder into it because aggression is very important in my household. So using contact to create separation. We have stop separation like inverted drag, where we take our step, notice defenders cutting us off, so we just stop on that first step, an inside step. Under drag is very similar to the punch drag, but we have space where we can drag that ball under the leg. So all these types of footwork give us the opportunity, or give our athletes the opportunity to understand their feet. Love it. Well, as I said before, footwork is freedom for our athletes. Does anybody have any questions this far? Bill? Pretty easy to follow along? Yes. Excellent. Okay, ladies, we're going to get right here on 2 groups at the elbow, 2 groups at the elbow. Please stand. Thank you. Still with your group of 2, still with your partner. What's your other one? Oh, sure. Sorry. It's been a very long day for me. I apologize. Good chance. It's very no. Okay. So, I have a question. What's one thing that you guys have noticed so far? Positive. What? Who said that? Humor? What is humor kind of an actor? Kids are everybody. Smile. I'm one of the most unprofessional in my industry. And it sways people away from my gym and also attracts kind of people that I like to associate with. I think that's the reason why I had such a profound impact with Aussies. is because I can be extremely professional. In a crack, I can be your best friend for a moment. So I get a sense of confidence from a lot of high-level athletes because of the connection that we can create. Things that we'll talk about that we use called PATs, positive affirmation touches. You're going to notice that as we go through sessions, we're constantly giving high five, constantly letting our athletes know that we're there for them. This is a positive environment. As negative as we can be, or not the negative, as aware as we will make our athletes with the struggle, it's never, you suck, I can't believe you would make this mistake. I can't suggest doing a lot of that stuff stationary if the kids don't really grasp the concept, just so they can start working on English in the touchdown. So what we'll do right here is we'll have 2 dribbles, we'll pull ball in the pocket, and we'll attack. For the first drill, just alternate. One where it goes, next one where it goes, that's it. Our finish is going to be under 100. So once you go, get all the way to the rim to the off, finish it with the outside angle. Let me rate things. You guys are going to be stand up. Once you 2 go, this side, then we'll switch. Feel? Here we go. So let's get it. Okay, ready? Let's go, Rona. Brilliant job. I'm going to teach you guys something. Do I have to teach you guys something? I don't care if it's much leg. I want you guys to understand. When you guys get to a drop, don't load the weight so far down in the foot. You want to get into a transition or right to the So instead of like getting here, pulling shoulders back, like really heavy to accelerate, try to get into that little transition. You see that? A gallop. It's going to push your weight into space, like the mountain on explosives. Does that make sense? So a lot of us feel like good heavy around the foot. I want you to try to transition to explode. Deal? Some of you know, anybody notice anything out of that? If you were coaching that session, what would you have done? Cool, perfect. We killed it. That was literally, other than my talking point, I thought the girls did a tremendous job. Anybody know the different footwork that they use? Like on the finish. This is where skills coaches have an eye for. This is why I'm a skills coach and not a game coach. Other than our team Yaya, which I only come in as kind of like the skills, loader skills liaison and head coach when we do our games. The game games and stuff is so like big picture. I'm very finite with my teaching. Do those. No. Good try though. Appreciate the confidence. Some of them did first step finish, which is going to be a more accelerated finish. So first step finish meaning when I get to my pickup, I'm just going to take off that first step. If you ever want to kind of build time in your fierce block, we'll teach our kids to go up off the first step. The stride finish, which some of them did as well, is that 1-2. You do a lot out of the stride, and if we want to get the ball up explosively, we're going to first step finish in it. So that's other game. Now I want you ladies to go inside. So we're going to finish, let's start with our right hand on this side, down on the side. And we're going to go across the lane, finishing with a hook, a little running bump. Okay? When we get to our hook, it's a momentum shot. You guys know what that means? What is a momentum shot? Momentum shot is, as I elevate, that's going to drive my power. So like hips, ball and hip will extend together. That's going to give me a lot more power to finish the ball upward. So it's very similar to that big ball up. The end there, I want you to make sure that we load those hips and have a little dip of that. So it's plant up to the finish top. Okay? Finish with the outside, don't let that finish on the inside. Deal? So you can partner up. I want you guys to focus on that acceleration. Let's freaking go. Pick up for the ladies. Eyes on the one. Have you guys seen progress thus far? In what area is a good progressive?
The separation, I feel like is the
Yeah. Very explosive on a slippery court. I might add that this is a very slick court, and the girls are doing a really good job of weight distribution in order to get to that accelerated position. Anybody else have anything else? Clean drills? Yes. So I'm going to teach you guys something really, really important. Anything like beginner level rudimentary ball handles. Ball plays 11. Thank you, Len. We have two types of dribbles. We have a dribble step and a stutter dribble step. A dribble step is going to be when we dribble on the opposite foot can be stepping or in the act of stepping. So as that dribble hits, the foot will hit and we'll be the active hit. A stutter dribble step is going to be like a punch drag. So we step and we take that dribble as that ball side foot is hitting the floor. So we can do those off of steps or punch drags, something that gives a change in momentum or cadence. So a good drill for like younger athletes to do is just walk around the three-point line. So if they struggle with that dribble timing, just have them walk around the three-point line. Just start practices, start, pre-game, whatever. And then as they get more confident with that dribble step timing, then you can have them jog. If once they get more comfortable with that, then you have them run. Once they get more comfortable with that, then you have them go into side separation moves. Shoot me. Side separation moves throughout. And that right there unlocks so much for their ball handling ability. Some of us are really good at with trouble, but you guys did his job with getting into that. That's in job. Okay, now we're going to get to inverted hand. So what I want to see, let's see if you can hear me talk through this ball place. Look at it. We're going to take two dribbles with the inside hand. You're going to pull ball the pocket. After you pull ball the pocket, you're going to get into an open drop. Do you know what the drop is? So instead of a drop stance, with both side wheels leading, open drop is our feet are neutral, wide, equidistant, theory. Once you get that ball in pocket until the drop, you're going to push across, get all the way to the rim. Once you push across, get downhill, and I don't want you to take another dribble. I want you to finish with your inside hand, inverted fake. Terminology is key. There's no one set terminology sheet. We have a laundry list of terms we use, but getting comfortable and consistent in the things that you use allows you as coaches. So, like I've been blessed, I played professional basketball, so it's easy for me to demonstrate. I understand that's not the case for everyone, and it doesn't need to be. The terminology is your access point to be able to connect and access a lot of athletes and get them to play to what you're teaching efficiently. So that right there was me not demonstrating a single time other than open drop. It was the interpret you learned. Other than open drop, I didn't really demonstrate much. She figured it out all on her own, just by me using my words. Okay? Do you guys understand all that? We'll see. Let me go to sweet, alright. Killing me. So you guys are all coming up with the right hand floater. Now, this is something that is my personal philosophy. They're coaches who I respect, think otherwise, but I teach a dominant hand floater only. Now, dominant hand floater doesn't mean just their hand and they shoot balls. We have a lot of high-level athletes who shoot the ball with their right hand, but they write pen and paper with their left. The dominant hand is whatever hand you have the most dexterity or control in. We tend to like, when you have floaters, consider floaters a touch shot, just like a jump shot. So if I have an athlete shoot a jump shot, I'll never let them switch hands depending on what direction they go. I'll always teach and incorporate them or teach them to shoot the ball with their dominant hand. The same rule applies with our floaters. Now, the reason why I teach that philosophy is because we allow our feet to create separation for floaters. Floaters are a shot where we have time and space, and working nature, and if we don't have either of those, our feet allow us to create time and space to get our floater off. So our athletes are extremely talented with their feet to free up space for their floater. For floater, there's a specific mechanic that we use. Rather than shooting when we have a wrist snap, we do a wrist extension. So wrist extension is almost like we release, and our hand is ready to the target. So our palm is going to remain flush without falling. So as you guys get to this dribble curve, give them one extra. Let's see what you're showing. We're going to pull off the pocket. We're going to get to a drop stance. I want you guys to touch just to show me that offhand is engaged. And then we're going to go in. All of them are going to attack to the left. So you're going to have ball left hand as well. When you finish there, I want us to go up off our left foot, finish with our right hand. And as you reach that release, I want you to just hand pointed as front. It's a size 6 ball, and it's with my right hand. Relax. On the left. So when we get to that attack, drop, touch, in and out, we're going to pick up, back foot. Fold and hand release, letting off one foot, waving at the target. You guys see that? Everybody's attacking left. Get us ready? You don't need to wait for the other line. American's very reactive. It's very one-on-one isolation. So our kids can have a little bit more freedom. But here, we need process. Or get like our girls and boys to get a little bit more comfortable with making the correct calculated reads. So ladies, we're in a strap. That's okay. That's like me saying, that's all right. I'm okay with having failures as a coach in drills. And we need to all be okay with that. I just like to go, I like to stack. The moment we get too high and it starts to crumble, then we have to go back and build. So the one thing I had noticed is that they were rather top to look and watch. Okay, because it's with our left hand. We struggled with our left hand earlier, right? So what I want to see is I want us to practice. We can go 3 innings. You guys just remain stationary. I want us to go 3 and out. And on the 3rd in and out, that's what I want us to do. Deal? When you guys go to attack, I want you to practice your drill. You know what I drill? Your next dribble after the in and out is going to be that dribble step. So as you dribble, one foot is hitting the ground. Huh?
Right.
Huh? Huh? Gosh, speak up. So each time we hit that in and out, we're stepping to the right. So short dribbles. Turn one hits, 1, 2, 3, dribble step. After that dribble step, I just want you to pick up. That's it. We're not shooting, we're not finishing. We're just gonna get to a dribble step, you pick up. Deal? Move on, I get you double straight. Get it off. Sure.
They take being able to find the ball below their waist. Now, last dribble they took was just getting a little bit high. Some of us were swinging the ball to the middle of our frame, number 7. Swinging the ball to the middle of our frame, and that causes the ball to get stripped. So I would address that because that's a pretty important quality or concept to work on, and we work on it for a few more extra minutes. Now what I want us to do is I want us to work on getting into a pull-up. Has anybody noticed we've had a defender in front of them or a teammate in front of them the entire time? Why? Huh? Keep it realistic with their angles, correct? Anything else? Yes, sir. Yep. One of the biggest things. For me, when I started training, when I was training myself, I put shoes in front of me. I looked like an absolute moron. I had these empty shoes sitting right in front of me wherever I went and was training on the court. And the reason why I did that, rather than cones, is so that way I can see the feet of my opponent. I get to triple threat or get into an attack. I'll teach you guys a little concept. Who believes in attacking over the top foot? Raise your hand. Top foot, only 2 people, 3, 4? Wow. Has anybody ever heard that? Raise your hand if you haven't heard of that. Love it, more people, let's go. So I can teach you guys the right way. Let's get it. So an old teaching adage is attack top foot. It's not necessarily the case all the time. It's not an absolute. Neither an absolute, but What's more utilized is attacking the middle foot. So when we attack or when we have our opponent in front of us, that old adage states, if left foot is high, that's the foot that I'm going to attack as a defender or as an offensive player. The problem with that adage is if my body's positioned here, why in the world would I attack over a top foot when I have a wide open lane right there? So what we started teaching is attack the middle foot. Whatever foot of the defender is in the middle of my frame, in between my legs, that's the direction I'm going to go. So if I'm attacking Alana and I see her right foot in the middle of my frame, she's toast. If I'm attacking Alana and her right foot is in the middle, her left foot is in the middle of my frame, boom, she's toast there too. If she's doing a really good job and staying wide, she's toast because I'm too good. I'm just kidding. Get wider. Both feet are in the middle of my frame. I now have option to deceive or decept. So I can have one little in and out, get her to shift. So this helped me in my training, and me training myself, helped me get a firmer grasp on being able to attack or make the right reads at the drop of a dime. It also has helped my athletes get an understanding of what foot they're going to attack when they go against a defender. So with that being said, I can't remember what I was talking about before that, but that's a really important concept, really good one. What we're going to do now is just work on just that, except we're going to get to our shots. So as we go through our training, we have certain core five mechanics that we work on. Core five mechanics include footwork, ball handling, finishing, shooting, and defense. All those mechanics are in every session that we operate as a mass group or a semi-private session. There'll never be a session that I run where those are not utilized or those aren't given in the session. Now, from a shooting perspective, we can go another 3 hours of me teaching shooting mechanics. I'm going to just set this down because I'm so tired of like having it rattling in my pocket, asking everyone to hold it. Sorry, ladies. We're going to take that mechanic or the concept that I teach with attacking middle foot and getting our girls comfortable at a triple threat. So I want you ladies, since we're all right-handed, we're going to operate out of left foot pivot, okay? It's another concept that I teach, which might be a little bit of stir for some. I teach permanent pivot. So as our girls get older, as our boys get older, I want them to control their pivot, their dominant pivot foot, 90% of the time. The other 10% of the time is going to be based on momentum. So if I'm sliding on the perimeter and I catch, my momentum can tell my right foot to be pivot or my left foot to be pivot in momentum. But if I have the choice to choose a pivot foot, for me as a lefty, I'm always going to find my right foot as my pivot foot because I have so many more scoring options out of that type of footwork. Is anybody was kind of curious about like what dominant pivot or permanent pivot is for righties and lefties? Let me just show your hands if that's something of foreign nature. So for us, a pivot foot, if I'm a lefty, which I am, my right foot is my pivot. I can get into a means of reverse pivot or forward pivot in order to access my attack against defender. Righties are going to be left foot, pivot, forward or reverse. These pivoting actions are things that need to be taught, but they're very confusing for younger athletes to learn. That's why it's great for you guys to teach like a very consistent permanent pivot, or if you imperfect pivot, where it's right or left for your athletes. You guys can go either way. Just be conscientious that you're not teaching them to travel. Because a lot of times when they don't know what pivot foot to use, they guess and gamble, and then they're not prepared. The moment we started teaching permanent pivot to our younger athletes, they were solidified. They caught the ball, and they knew every time they opened up, boom, right foot, or boom, left foot, what do I have? And it became a lot more sound, like they were going out for a purpose. So just be aware of that as you go on the coaching journey with pivots. For this, we're going to work on jabs, okay? So you guys are going to go left foot pivot. We're going to jab into space. On that jab, I want us to have 3 concepts. We're going to have a core shift, a ball shift, and a jab step. You only sell one of them, you get your defender to do absolutely nothing. You sell 2, like a core and a step, you get them kind of like curious. You do all 3, you get them active. Okay? So we need to sell all 3 of those to get our defender engaged with us, get them deceived. After your shift, I want to see the same footwork that we worked on at the beginning of the day. What was the name of that footwork? Do you guys remember? Not you. Do you remember when we stopped? What is it called when we go really fast and stop? Not a speed stop. Oh, it's okay. So we're going to get into a speed stop. On that speed stop, I want to see it behind the back. Okay? So it'll be here. We're going to jab. On that jab, I want you to just shift. Okay? Ready? Boom. Oh, cooked you. And then on that speed stop, quick behind the back, get into our shot. Got it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go. With your partner. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Statue of Liberty right there. Jab, left foot pivot, right foot jab. Oh, 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 Stephanie Curry, let's go. Shift. You didn't even move on defense. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Good shift. There you are. Shift. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, Olivia. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Give me 2 more makes, ladies. 2 more makes, let's go. Good, 1. Got it, 2. Excellent job. Coming up for the ladies.
What did you say the 3 fundamentals were? There's the jab, a shift, and a pull. I didn't quite hear those 3.
Are you American? Yeah. Oh, let's go. Where are you from?
Minnesota.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Core shift, ball shift, and jab step. So right there, oh yes. What's your name?
I was just going to ask, with the jab step, why are you going sideways and not attacking?
Yes, excellent question. This is like one of my fortes. Jab work, this is what I do. This is what a lot of NBA athletes come to me for. I'm very good. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm very good at triple threat stuff. So I had the privilege of working with Carmelo Anthony, who is like, to me, growing up, that was my prototype on how to operate at a triple threat, especially out of the mid post. I've also had the opportunity to work with Kobe right before he passed. I helped him run one of his pro camps with a lot of very high level NBA players. And we've had the same concepts of jab work. The reason why we teach lateral jabs when we're looking to attack progressively is because a forward jab is impossible to maximize explosiveness. So if I jab forward and look to go, very difficult to attack. When I jab flat or jab laterally, it gets my defender to shift. It allows me to load my weight and push off aggressively. If I'm looking to free up space for a shot, then I'm going to go forward jab because that pushes the defender where, Paula? So after I jab, they shift back. It frees up space for a shot or a shot fake, and then I can look to go into another side jab or a rhythm step or a starter step and go. Does that help? Excellent. That's also one thing for young coaches of young athletes that they struggle with teaching. And it's a really big detriment because every coach believes that you have to jab forward. So we just teach our kids these bad habits after bad habits, and then I get to them at 13, 14 years old, and it's like rewiring these bad habits. If we can all get get on the same page with a lateral jab versus a progressive jab. In certain areas, if I want to attack, it's got to be a flat jab. If I want to jab to create space, it's got to be a forward jab. I hope all you guys do that. I'm very good at this with jabs. I do not think that anybody else is right other than that mechanic. Now, there are anomalies in the case where you see something after you jab and you have to push off and go backwards. That's a different story. So, but if you're looking to attack downhill, it's a flat jab every time. Anybody else notice anything? Yes, sir.
They were slowing down before. They didn't need to do the behind the back because they were already slowing down into the jump shot.
Yeah. The behind the back is, we use that as a form of kind of like confidence in like finding the ball. Toughest thing to do is a behind the back dribble for young athletes. So understanding the timing of releasing that dribble when the back foot hits is very, very important to grasp. So we don't necessarily need it on a speed stop. Speed stop would just be the footwork, but they were slowing down incredibly. It wasn't a speed stop, it was a slow stop. Anything else? What are the 4 mechanics of shooting? You look like Coach Calipari. Holy crap. Let's go. I thought it was Coach Cal for a moment. Wow. Yeah? Talk, Rob. It's a very vague answer, but you're correct in some facet. So we haven't even gotten to shooting. Like shooting, I just want to sprinkle you guys a little bit of intel or info. With shooting, there's 4 mechanics we believe. Everybody, it's our thumbprint. This is our fingerprint. Everybody's fingerprint is different in some degree, but there are 4 main concepts or qualities. One is going to be our pickup. So when we take that last dribble, how are we finding the basketball? For us, we teach finding needle hole with our index, the gap, or a middle finger on the ball. It could be anywhere in there. Everybody's hands are a little bit different, so a means of comfort will be usually with that variation or deviation. Our pad will indicate where, on the other hand, our fingertips will be gathering. So if you guys can see this, my left hand, my shooting hand pads are on this molten label. My offhand is going to be on the opposite panel. So this is going to be kind of like our security. This position right here is extremely secure and one that we believe is pretty much optimal for shooting mechanics. So that's our pickup. Our hand doesn't need to be tense or taut. It can be relaxed. So we can drive off index and middle at the very end. Second is consistent footwork. So when we get to our shot, what we worked on footwork right there was just speed stop. Some other footwork, can you rebound for me? What's your name again? Nelly Furtado, let's go. Nelly, can you rebound for me, hon? What we did right there was speed stop, a quick 1-2, size 6. We have drop footwork. Drop footwork would be the outside-inside, which we worked on earlier. We have inverted. So when we get to a drive angle, we can drive and plant left-right rather than right-left. We have my favorite, which is foot replacement. Getting here, hopping, like a quick little accelerated pop. Russell Westbrook was really elite at that when he was in his prime. But you have a couple options, a couple of different variations. Those 3 are some of the most important types of footwork for shot that we like to teach. So getting our athletes comfortable with consistent footwork is crucial. When we do a session or a shooting session, we'll always tell the athletes, okay, we're going to get to this style of footwork. So we can drill it, get comfortable with it. We'll take what we did at the beginning, if you saw the theme, and kind of continue on, let it bleed through in different areas. So that's really, really imperative. Consistent footwork, number 2. The third is ball and hip rhythm. So ball and hip rhythm is going to be, can you rebound for me, Nelly? Thank you, love. Ball and hip rhythm is going to be when our hips go up, the ball is going to go up. The ball will initiate the action, then those hips follow, and we flow into our shot. Golly. and we flow into that shot. So we want to make sure that we have that smooth ball and hip rhythm on every release. A good drill to do this is just 3 bounces, drop. Imagine that there's like a pool of water at your waist. Dip the ball in the water and then bring it up. Who's also heard that dipping the ball is bad on shooting? Raise your hand. That's another myth. That's a basketball myth. Dipping the ball in moderation is imperative for flow. So flow of your shot helps develop touch, helps develop the cadence or the sequencing involved in like pure shooters, great shooters. So what we need to do is we need to allow that dip to occur in some capacity. Now, negative dip is when we release those elbows, get that ball too low or we're a little bit too floppy with it. If you can drop and dip, you're now getting those hips and the ball to sequence together, really allow for a solid flow of the shot. So that's the third, ball and hip rhythm. The fourth is release, which my release has been sucking. When we release, we want to keep our elbow at eye level and above. The moment that elbow starts dropping, shots become really flat. The second thing is release. When my releasing the ball off index and middle, if my release is pointed to the left or pointed to the right, that is my steering wheel. That ball will then go in that direction. So if you can look at those 4 mechanics, security of the ball, consistent footwork, ball and hip rhythm, and then release, you're going to get a firm grasp on how to establish more dominant shooters or at least consistent shooters in their biomechanics. That's really important to understand. So when you're coaching like a larger group setting or a team setting, it's very tough. You got to correct this or you got to correct. If you guys just initiate like a conversation with focus on pickups today, focus on footwork, consistent footwork today, focus on rhythm today, focus on release, then it eases your like workload. Makes it really comfortable for them and easy for them to understand as well. Yes, ma'am.
Can I just ask a question? I guess I coach nines, and we've got this balance of between not having enough power. So when people have amazing technique, they just can't get the ball up, versus just not having the technique. Are we better at that sort of age to actually go and just shoot to get their confidence so they get some baskets, or show technique?
Yeah. It's a very good question, a very relevant question. In the States, we have the problem of like a lot of year 9 or age 9. You said year 9 or age? You said age 9.
I know they look 9, but no, they're under 9s. Yeah,
Okay. So what happens in the States is 9-year-olds use like men's basketballs. Horrible. You guys do a really good job of keeping like 9-year-olds to like size 5. What is it, size 5? 5, yeah. So like that's phenomenal. So you're already winning in that facet. We teach all the way up to our 8-year-olds shooting on 8-foot hoops in my facility. Some of them are extremely elite, so we'll get them up in hoops. We have them on size 5 basketballs, shooting on 8-foot hoops to help them with their confidence in their mechanics. Does that mean it translates over to hoops? Big hoops? Nope. They suck. That's okay. Some of them, we allow them to get their stance a little bit more inverted. So if they're a righty, their left foot will end up bleeding a little bit forward, and they'll end up pushing with their hip. I don't mind this because it teaches a lot better ball and hip rhythm. In today's sport, you'll notice Steph Curry, the reason why he's able to shoot, him and Trae Young and amongst others, are able to shoot so deep is because of their ball and hip rhythm. So when they go to release it, it's a lower set point, they're letting their hip flow through their shot, and then they're out to the basket. So teaching a kid, that's why kids generate that power with that hip, is they'll start in this position so they can push that hip through and get to shot. So if you see that, all you need to do is focus on their release. When you finish your shot, don't let that hip take your follow through off to the left or to the right if they're a lefty. Just stay on target. Now, if you can correct it though.
So just a question on that, the sling low release is a lot easier to block.
It is.
With my players, I've been trying to get them to bring the ball up higher and just doing things like practicing just the release. But are you saying sort of encourage whatever's working for their biomechanics, or?
Can I ask you a question?
12-year-olds.
Yep. How many types of shots are there?
In my players or in general?
In general. Like types of shooting mechanics. How many types of shots does one player possess? 2. Athletes possess 2 types of shots. They possess a jump shot, which requires a higher set point. So that's something where you can work on the skill mechanics the proper way. So anything inside the perimeter where they're getting comfortable footwork, getting to a high set point, extending a release, trying to elevate, great. That's a jump shot. 3-point shot requires a lower set point. We get a little bit more power. I was a very high set point. Loved my high school coach to death. However, he royally screwed me in my shooting. I was a very, very good shooter, like in high school and college and professionally. However, I was such a high jump shooter that it took me a very long time when I got done playing college to get ready for the FIBA line, which was so much further than our college line was here when I played in college. And then I moved back to the FIBA line and struggled immensely my first year in New Zealand. It was because I tried to elevate, have this same high set point on every shot when I naturally taught myself how to release from a little bit more loaded position. So every athlete possesses 2 types of shots. It's great to encourage that at an early age so that way they don't end up going back. It kind of leads me to a next thing. If you guys can, thwart your athletes from shooting too many threes under the age of 10. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult in today's age, but try.
My guys, they got to be up by 12, and they can't shoot off the dribble.
I dig that. I dig that philosophy. They get benched? Oh, you're savage. Let's go. I dig that. I'm sorry, I'm very long-winded. I kept on talking. I'm sorry, ladies. You guys got to be freezing cold. Sorry. I'm going to do one more drill, kind of like I talked a little bit too much in that series. I apologize. This last drill is going to be a one-on-one. So something that we do in all of our sessions, we always have some bit of live attack, live realism. Our training method is called a triangle training method. The top portion is block. Middle portion is situation, plan, situation. The last is read and react. Each one of these items showcases how much. It doesn't matter if the triangle tends to become a little bit bigger portion, or the top of the triangle, block training, becomes a little bit bigger of a portion of the total session. Sometimes the plan and situation will get a little bit bigger, or sometimes the read and react will be a little bit bigger. It just depends on what our athletes need. But we'll always hit one of those 3 things, or all of those 3 things. So our block training was us teaching the drops, teaching the in and outs, teaching the speed stops. Our plan and situation is them getting understanding of attacking the line off their opponent, going right past their hip with the defender in front of them. So naturally, every drill that we did to finish and to shoot was with the defender in front, them getting comfortable with attacking hip. Now for this read and react. What I want you guys to do, we'll have 1 ball per group. Thank you, Nelly. Defender's going to start right here with their back toward their opponent. Offensive player is going to start right there. Can you please put the ball on Nelly's back? Olivia? No, Lexi. When Lexi releases the ball, it's live. She can go any way. Got it? Are you ready, Lexi? When you want to go, as soon as you rip that thing, get to the rim and finish. Good turn, good line, excellent. Next. Oh, get out of the way. Gotta put the ball in her back, Cassie. Good line, great cutoff. Oh, flex on her real quick. Good jab. Good side, good side hand. Yes. Oh, like a, you're like a parked car on the freeway. Yeah. Ooh, You were a little deep on that for the underhand. Good line, great side hand finish. Hold. Clap it up for the ladies. What's something that you guys noticed? Huh?
In that drill, they're having fun. I've started using that in the last couple of trainings.
Yeah.
I found the boys just, they love it.
Yep. We've done that drill for as long as I've been coaching, about 9, 10 years. I've done this drill, and this one is always so good for our athletes to get comfortable with attacking downhill. Defender has a restraint. With their back turned, offensive player has free reign to attack right off their hip in a good line. Each girl did a tremendous job right there of attacking hip and not going wide. Excellent job, well done. And then if you notice, their finishes, they worked on different types of finishes that we focused on in the beginning of session. Some of them did side hand, underhand. Anybody do overhand? Maybe not. Inverted hand, I don't think so. But they're already incorporating some of those finishes. Now, ladies, I want you to show your shoulder to the ball. So right there, your position, perfect. Well done. You're going to put your ball on her shoulder. The moment you release that ball, it's live. Yup, 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 yup. Let's go. Good. Oh, good fierce step. Oh. Yes. Oh, inverted hand cast. Yeah, overhand. Good first step finish. That's all right, Olivia. Good D, Alana. Oh, oh. Cook, Stephanie Curry. Yeah. Hold, hold, hold. Oh, yeah. Or keep going. Excellent job. Clap it up for the ladies. Excellent job. So turning their hips sideways creates a middle foot, but it also gives them a sense of like, what area should they attack? So in that sense, when they had left shoulder showing, which way should they have gone more times than not? Right. But they could have also used their jab step. So because they're all righties and I've worked with them about having their left foot pivot, now when they release that shoulder, defender thinks, okay, they're gonna go this way. So when they get that jab step, it teaches them to sell the move. Now what foot becomes their middle foot? Their right. So when they go to drive, they've now ended up deceiving the defender enough to attack. That's a great way to do it. And then we would transition that drill to this. Put your hand on my shoulder, please. Left hand dribble. The moment she releases that hand from my shoulder, it's live. Ready? Dribble. Yeah. Dribble. What do you think went wrong there?
I wasn't protecting the ball.
How? And how can we protect the ball? Starts with a P, ends with a knock it. Starts with, oh, well done. That was a good one. So a pocket dribble. So when you take that, when you go to release that hand, get that ball outside your frame, get your drop stance, and then you can attack. Okay? Let's go. Ready? You can put either hand on shoulder. Dribble. You can go first, Cass. Hand on shoulder. Good drive line. Oh, geez, speed demon. Ooh. That's okay. Let's get it. Good drop. Great acceleration. Thank you. I told you, once I start, it's hard to stop. Good scoop finish. Hand on shoulder. Dribble. Steal that thing. Good look, righty. Good shoulder, Olivia. Oh, I saw what you tried to do, Cass, and I love it. Big fan. Yeah. Good attack. Excellent. Keep it up, one more rep. Excellent job. Everybody clap it up for the ladies. Ladies, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Your service has been incredible. Thank you so much. Ladies, great job today. Thank you so much. Excellent work. You guys are killers. That is all. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye now. So, right there, we incorporate the same mechanics that we started with. The drop footwork, pulling ball to pocket, really trying to get them accelerated because now they have to use that first step quickness in order to get the advantage. But they're still in the driver's seat because they have that hand on the shoulder. It would have been great for them to realize that shoulder is a good indicator on the distance we need to have in order to pass our opponent. So especially teaching at an early age, if I have my defender here, inside of this arm's length, I'm probably going to get that ball ripped. So what you guys can do is use this as an indicator to keep space. Nice shoes. Keep space between our defender. So when you guys go to drop, this is a very game-like position or spacing between your offensive player and their defender. Excellent. And that is it. That is it. That's all that we had for the actual portion of how I would structure a workout. I know it was disjointed a bit. We would have thrown a lot more mechanics in there. And depending on age, you can always go. Just with that format, you can go thousands of directions. You guys could do, if I wanted, I could do a whole season long of drills or practices with the same dynamic stretching, the same ball handling routine, the same finishing, and just use a little bit of different constraint on each day to focus on a new mechanic. Or just do the same drill for a whole month straight, or same drills for a whole month straight, but allow my focus to dictate something completely different. Yeah. Any questions? Got time for maybe 2 questions.
And building, do you build into 2-on-2, 3-on-3?
Always.
So how much of that in your session, an hour and a half session, would you be competitive small-sided games?
So small-sided games take up a majority of our session. So what you guys witnessed was probably about 5 minutes of dynamic stretching, about 10 minutes of ball handling, 10, 15 minutes depending on where they're at. That fluctuates or deviates a little bit. Then we go whole meat and potatoes as plan, situational stuff. So majority of the time, I'm operating out of dribble handoffs. Today, the theme right there was isolation moves, attacking downhill. It's more incorporated, give you guys a sense of hey, I have a team, but I also want to work on individual skills. How do I appropriate that? When we go to a lot of my sessions, it's how do I take individual skills and operate out of a DHO, or operate out of a Spain action, or operate out of a middle pick and roll, or a horns action. I know it may just sound like I'm speaking Mandarin to some of you guys. I'm sorry, but that just goes to show you the depth and the level of what we do. The 2-on-2 or the 3-on-3, there's one drill that I will stand behind that I absolutely love, that I would love for you guys to encourage at least 10 minutes a day in your guys' training on top of other 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 stuff. It's 3-on-3 continuous. So we do this American style where 3-on-3, if you have additional teammates or additional girls or boys, then you have those next team of 3 waiting off court for a made basket. But they play 3-on-3 with a little bit of restriction, like 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 0 dribbles. And the moment the ball is scored, defense goes off, offense gets the ball out of the rim and clears it out. They can dribble out or pass out. And this is just really quick. It's great for decision making. It's great for conditioning. It's great for them understanding how to go to screen and rolls and how to hit to space, how to use DHOs. So we tend to spend about 30 minutes in an hour and 15 session. 30 to 40 minutes is live. 2-on-2, 3-on-3, or 1-on-1. Yes, sir.
How do we follow what you do on socials? What's the best way for us to?
My guy! Follow J-Law B-Ball, baby. Yeah. It's just J-Law B-Ball. Thank you. Great question to end on. I really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you guys so much. And as I said, I'm literally an open book. So if you guys ever need anything, let me know. If you guys are ever in California, which is a better state than Minnesota, I don't know where Minnesota went, then please reach out. We'd love to help you guys out on your journey of being a coach. Thank you guys for your service. There you go.
Thank you very much, coaches, for the team tonight. I'm really sorry that I had to stop that. I'm pretty sure that most of you wanted Jordan to keep going. I'd also like to thank the Northeast Links program for allowing us to bring Jordan to us. I'd love to thank the 13-1 girls. Best of luck in the finals, and most of all, thank you very much, Jordan.
Of course. Thank you, guys. There you go.